and welcome to Thailand, a home of this massive snake right here. This is the world's longest venomous snake. It's the King Cobra. I appreciate you being here. Please join me on this journey as we have a look at the deadliest snakes of Thailand. Thailand is known for its breathtaking display of natural beauty and fantastic cuisine. Its tropical forests are filled with unique and awe-inspiring plant and wildlife species. I've come here to explore Thailand's most venomous snakes. Above all, I've come here to find the king of all venomous snakes, the legendary King Cobra. My journey originates from the great city of Bangkok, as we're steering towards some of the country's most pristine wildlife reserves further south. Oh, a track! Wait, snake track right here. Stop. As we get onto the dirt road, we find this huge snake track. I love cruising down dirt roads. They're usually a good indicator of what animals are around, as the soil is often filled with tracks from all kinds of different wildlife. So this right here must be a super chunky snake. I'm not sure if this is the King Cobra yet that we're looking for, but I'm telling you one thing, this is a big one. This might be a cobra, maybe it's a monocled cobra. And if you look closely here, you can tell it was pushing the sand this way, right? So the snake was moving that way. So it must be headed somewhere towards these bushes over here. And I can also tell that this would probably rather be a fresh snake track here, because there, as you can see, there's nothing over it. If a car or a motorcycle would have come along this way, it would have destroyed the track, but as you can see, it's still in perfect condition. So this must have been very recently that the snake has crossed this road right here. So let's go look for it. This place seems very promising for us to find all kinds of different reptiles, including cobras. As sunset starts to set in, our chances increase, since snakes in this climate hide away during the heat of the day and become more active during sunset hours when temperatures become more bearable. And sure enough, we're on to one. This is gonna be great. Oh, look at the size of the snake. It's a cobra. It's a monocled cobra. Whoa. Now this is the monocled cobra. Ooh. And when we talk about the deadliest snakes of Thailand, you have to talk about the monocled cobra. This one right here is absolutely huge. And it's just trying to get away from me, as you can see right here. And we try to get a good hold of it. Come on, buddy. Oh, you all right? It's awkward now. Let's try to get it out of here. Check this out. Look at the size of it. Absolutely huge. Whoa, careful, buddy. You all right? Look at the size of it. It's fat as mud. I heard that these guys average about 1 meter in length. And look at the size of this one. It must be at least 1.40 meters in length. Absolutely massive specimen of a monocled cobra. Now these guys right here are super deadly. Their venom is primarily neurotoxic, which means that it will shut down your ability to breathe, leading to suffocation. And it is so fast acting that usually people only have about an hour or two. This monocled cobra here kills more people in Thailand than any other snake. And not only do they have extremely potent neurotoxic venom, they also have extremely potent cardiotoxins. These guys can leave permanent heart damage if they bite you. So there are people who have survived the bite from the snake, but they now have permanent damage to their heart, unfortunately. And they also have mycotoxins in their venom, which cause necrosis. So not rarely, people need to get a finger or hand amputated after being bitten by this snake right here. But as with all venomous snakes, their venom is not designed to kill humans. Instead, snakes mainly evolved venom to immobilize and pre-digest their prey. Therefore, they would not want to waste it on things they won't eat. Snakes generally try everything they can to avoid contact with humans and give us warnings such as hissing, mock charging, or forming a hood, like this cobra does. These are not signs of aggression. These are defensive displays meant to scare predators off without having to bite and waste that precious venom. The Monocled Cobra. And even though I'm telling you it's so deadly, I'm telling you one thing. The King Cobra that we're looking for would literally eat this snake right here for breakfast. King Cobras primarily feed on other snakes, and they also love to eat the Monocled Cobra. Before we let it go, we have to do the snake a good deed. Though it is huge and in fantastic physical condition, it has a lot of ticks all over its body, including 3 stuck in its left eye. David and I removed them so that the snake could see properly again. Ticks cannot bite through the scales of reptiles, as the scales are made of the same material as our fingernails. They have to bite between scales, where reptiles have normal skin. And look at the size of the ticks that came off the poor snake. The wounds and scars left behind by the ticks will disappear over time when the snake sheds its skin. A cobra this size is absolutely vital to this ecosystem, so we are happy to release it back into the wild, now able to see on both eyes again. But that isn't the only cobra in the area. Say hello to the Siamese Spitting Cobra. Cobra. This is a cobra. This is the Siamese Spitting Cobra. That's why I just had to put these glasses on before I approached the snake. And this one was just cruising around here. There's a pond right behind us. Maybe it's looking for some frogs and toads to come out now. But this is usually more of a diurnal snake. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the size of it. It's quite tiny. Not as big as chunky as the Monocled Cobra we saw previously. But this one would almost be considered a fully grown specimen. And this snake is not spitting at all. Look at it. It's calm as a corn snake. Wow, absolutely beautiful. Now this snake right here can spit. There you go. The snake right here can spit into the eyes of a potential threat. So for example, in my eyes right now, and it would be an incredible burning sensation. So part of its venom is a cytotoxic venom. And cytotoxic means it will be cell-destroying. And if I don't flush it out quickly, it can leave very bad irritation in my eye and a potential very bad infection as well. But it also has a neurotoxic venom. So if I do get bitten by the snake, it's potentially deadly because it can shut down your breathing very, very quickly within a few hours. So it's very important to get a person who would be bitten from a cobra like this to the hospital as quickly as possible. But as you can see, I'm not posing a threat. I'm not even holding the snake. I'm just letting it glide through my hands. And it's absolutely calm. In fact, I can pick it up and hold it like this. Don't ever try to do anything like that. If you see a snake like this, leave it alone. And they will always leave you alone. I've been trained with these snakes. I have a professional right behind the camera. If you see a snake like this, leave them alone. They will always leave you alone. What a moment. Siamese Spitting Cobra. Okay, we're gonna let it go over there. Hopefully, we're gonna catch some mice tonight. When describing snakes, we commonly use adjectives such as deadly, aggressive, angry, venomous, whereby there are so many other words to describe them. Primarily, snakes are gentle, elegant, and peaceful animals that just want to be left alone. As the temperature continues to decrease, more and more snakes become active. Luckily, we were able to spot yet another snake before the night sets in. Oh. Hey, stop. Oh. Look at the size of this one. Ooh. Whoa, that's the Oriental red snake for you. It's a wild one. Trying to be calm now. Got me on the eye right there. Didn't bite thankfully, but I felt it. Now, this one right here looks like a King Cobra. Look at it. From the far we got excited. We were like, wow, that's a King Cobra. It's not a King Cobra. This is also food for the King Cobra. It's a rat snake. And this rat snake out here is absolutely crazy. It doesn't like being caught, obviously. But it didn't even bite me once so far. Look at it, it's calming down now. You see, I'm calm. The snake is calming down. Got the cows behind us, make me more nervous than the snakes here, gotta be honest. Look at the coloration. It looks like similar to that of the King Cobra, right? It got these typical stripe marks. And that's why people oftentimes confuse it with the King Cobra. And they unfortunately kill these beautiful rat snakes because they think they have a venomous snake in front of them. But it's not. Look at the size of the head. It's very small, right? It's not like that of a King Cobra. Really big eyes. Nice diurnal predator, mainly feeding on rats, other mammals. But interestingly, these guys can also feed on toads. So the poison from the toads doesn't seem to affect this species at all, which is very rare, especially for the rat snakes. So all the toads are perfect for this one right here. And look at the belly, absolutely beautiful. Look at the coloration here. Whoa, 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 you're all right. Look at the color. Beautiful markings there. And these are also arboreal, so at night what they will do, oftentimes they'll go up a tree and they'll rest there to be away from predators. And during the day, they're active foragers, so they will actually slither through this habitat here, actively seeking out prey like mice or toads, frogs, which must be abundant in this area. It's absolutely chock-a-block full of snakes. And look at the size of it, it's absolutely fat, and they can get much bigger. Look at it. This would only be considered a juvenile. They get much bigger than that. In fact, they can go over 2.3 meters, which is wild. Must be about like 8 feet in length. Crazy, right, for a snake. But a beautiful one. Absolutely harmless, just a tiny constrictor. Awesome. So I'm gonna let you go. So now, I think we became friends. Look at this. I don't even think he wants to let me go anymore. You wanna let me go now, buddy? Huh? Look, here's a nice tree. Let's see how it climbs. These are excellent climbers. Have a look how it goes. It looks up for a branch and it will reach. Come on, reach. Reach, 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 reach. Come on, buddy. You gotta go. There you go. Look at its climbing ability.
My name is Lars, and I have a very important message to all of my viewers. I'm a professionally trained reptile expert, and on set I'm supervised by the best snake handlers in the world. Still, I'm far from being safe. When dealing with wild animals, anything can happen at any time. I urge you to never try to approach or handle any potentially dangerous wildlife. Please, don't copy or reenact anything you see here on LBwildlife. The night is here, and we continue our exploration in a more tropical forest in central southern Thailand. This area is home to the King Cobra, but it is also inhabited by the critically endangered Indo-Chinese tiger. Estimates suggest that there are only around 160 tigers left in the wild in Thailand. What a shame. Elephants, leopards, and sun bears are also animals we need to be extremely mindful of in this specific nature reserve. Stumbling over this find is an instant reminder.
Now this right here, elephant poo for you. It's quite interesting. So we've just been walking through this jungle. It's much more moist over here than where we just came from. And this area here is inhabited by many amazing animals, not just reptiles. So we got elephants, got tigers, got leopards, binturongs, a whole bunch of crazy animals over here. And you can see everywhere we walk, we can see these tracks of elephant dung. Now this is not fresh. It's probably about 3 to 4 days old. It's a little bit moist just on the inside here. And it's just a whole bunch of grass basically, you know. So That's good dung for this rainforest right here. Amazing. We hope we don't run into some, but yeah, awesome to see them out here.
With all these potentially dangerous animals around, we have to be extremely aware of our surroundings at all times. So besides reptiles, we have to focus on mammals too. And thorns.
Look at the size of these thorns. Do you believe those? Look at them. And here over there, they're quite sharp. Damn. Whew.
Finding snakes in the dark is sometimes easier than during the day. Under daylight, snakes typically blend in perfectly with their surroundings. However, they're way less camouflaged when shining a bright flashlight onto them during the night. Using this technique, we detect something bright green hanging in this bush.
Check this out. It's a vine snake. Wow. It's also called a whip snake, and you can clearly see why they call this one the whip snake. Also, another name I heard is a judgmental shoelace. Look at its face. It's such a long head. This is the weirdest snake I've ever seen with my own eyes. Look at the head. It's so long and slender. Interestingly, I heard that there's a Thai myth around here where people believe that these snakes cruise around and they try to stab people in the eyes with their long nose. Look at the nose. Absolutely wild looking snake. Huh? There's another one. Look at this. Whoa, okay, wait, this one's much better because it's big. Oh my God, look at the size of this one. Whoa, look at this. 2 snakes at the same time. 2 vine snakes. Whoa, look at this one. Look how long and slender they are. Oh my God. And the head is just really, really cool. I just have to show you the head here. And if you can see the pupils, they're very elongated. These snakes here have very, very good binocular vision. So usually snakes have eyes inside of their head. They can't really see that well. They don't have a great depth perception. But with this binocular vision that these snakes have, they can really focus on one point that's in front of them with both eyes, which gives them a really, really great perception of depth. And then they can locate the prey in the tree and actually cruise through the trees and hit their target very, very well. Look at them, 2 vine snakes. How lucky we are today to find 2 of those at the same time. It didn't even take us long. It's just getting dark here and you can see the color. You see how they shine? Perfect to spot them. And look at the snake. It wants to do nothing else but just get back in its tree here. So we're gonna let the small one go. There you go, buddy. I'm gonna look at the bigger one here again. Look at the color. Absolutely well camouflaged, but not so well against flashlights. So another interesting fact about the vine snake is that it feeds exclusively on lizards. So it's a very arboreal snake, always sitting up in trees, and they're waiting for little lizards to come around, and then they go after them. And they have grooved fangs in the back of their mouth, which means they're biting onto the lizard and they don't let go. And they chew their venom because they don't really have real developed venom glands. So they chew, and the venom will run down their grooved fang into the prey, will kill it very quickly. For humans, the venom has no real effect at all, right? So it's not of medical significance. People don't die from bites from the snake. And as you can see, they're very calm, right? Very calm snake. I'm gonna let it go now and see how it's reaching for the branches. Look how strong it is. Look at this. Look how it's reaching for the branch. Crazy.
Thailand is also home to at least 24 different viper species. One of the most common and most venomous is the white-lipped pit viper.
Bounce. Whew! The white-lipped pit viper. What a special find out here. Look at the color of it. It's absolutely beautifully green colored. Amazing. And look how easy it is to spot between all these leaves. They're all kind of dark in color. And the snake is like beautifully bright green. Now this right here is a highly venomous species. It's a viper, right? So they mainly have this hemotoxic venom, which in this case will cause more of a blood clotting. Okay, so what will happen to prey that is bitten is the blood will form more into a gel condition. And it will be very hard, for for the vascular system to pump through. So that's how prey mainly succumbs. It would be very bad if you get bitten by a snake like this right here. Could be fatal. And they strike so hard and fast. These vipers, they can strike in a quarter of a second. And that means lunging forward, getting the fangs in, and injecting venom in just a quarter of a second. Or in other words, way faster than we can get our hands out of the strike range. That's why I'm trying to be very careful and balance it on the stick, because I'm not gonna put my hands anywhere near the snake, because they're very unpredictable. They don't form a hood, right, like cobras would. So very, very hard to read the behavior of the snake.
This is definitely one snake to leave where it is. You can look, but don't touch. They can often be found about 2 to 3 feet above the ground in bushes, where they wait for prey in an ambush position. Prey mainly includes small lizards, frogs, mice, and birds. The reason for why this species is called the white-lipped pit viper is that the lower part of the head is usually much lighter in color than the upper part. And notice these big, beautiful yellow eyes. These snakes have a vertical pupil, which allows them to see much better in low light. In addition, they are equipped with temperature sensing pits in front of their eyes. These pits work similar to an infrared camera and can tell the snake the slightest differences in temperature of objects up to 1 meter or 3 feet away. And that mainly helps them to locate prey in the dark. With its abundance of insects, this ecosystem also supports nearly 700 different spider and 18 scorpion species.
Well, look at these two interesting finds. For one, the kingfisher nest. They built them right into the earth. Look at this. It's a bird, right? The kingfisher. They built this nest right here, straight in there. Do you see this? Amazing. And then, right next to it, come close, come close, come close. Where is it? Oh, it's about to hide. Do you see this? David spotted this one. It's a scorpion. They call it a bark scorpion. It's really, really tiny. It's the most venomous scorpion in all of Thailand. I'm trying to get it out of here to show it to you a little bit better. And look at the size of this scorpion. This is as big as they get. You believe this? What a tiny scorpion. And even though this is the most venomous scorpion that Thailand has to offer, it's not usually deadly to people. So I'm going to release it back in here. And you can see this is its kingdom. Amazing, right? Lots of insect would be crawling here. Perfect for it to eat. And perfect to hide. I don't know how David spotted it. We'll put it back in here. There you go.
The next night, we decided to switch up our strategy. Right now, it's a full moon. That's not ideal for finding snakes at night. Most snakes are less active during this time, since they are easier to spot by predators. However, king cobras might be more active than usual, since they need the extra light to see properly, and big individuals have virtually no natural predators anyway. We try our luck by walking down a road just after sunset. Often, snakes would come out to absorb the warmth of the asphalt as the temperature cools down. Just like this one. This is a reticulated python, the longest snake species on Earth. They can grow over 8 meters or 26 feet in length and weigh up to 160 kilos or 370 pounds.
It's coiled, ready to strike. I'm attempting to grab it, but it's gonna bite. You can already tell. It's turning towards me, it's flicking its tongue. This snake right now is agitated, it's gonna bite. So you gotta be really fast and really gentle. There you go. Now it's just trying to get away from me. It's trying to figure out what's going on. I hope that I can tell it that it's in no danger whatsoever. And in fact, I'm in no danger whatsoever, because the snake right here is non-venomous. It's a constrictor, really, really powerful. I can just feel it around my hands. Powerful snake, big muscles. So it's a constrictor. And what it will do, it will just coil around its prey and squeeze it to death, usually suffocating the prey.
And prey at this size would mainly consist of mice, rats and birds. big individuals have been recorded to eat binturongs, primates, deer, and wild pigs.
So this one right here, you can tell, look how small it is. This would be considered a baby. Yeah, I reckon it's not even more than a year or two old. And absolutely beautiful. Look at the shine on its scales. I wish it would be daylight now, because then we could really see the rainbow reflection of its smooth scales. Now, many people are afraid when they come across a big snake and they think it's gonna squeeze them to death, which is actually not even true, because they do it with prey, right? To kill their prey. It's not a defensive response to squeeze humans, right? That's not their defense. The defense is biting, which means they bite and release immediately. And a bite from these snakes, though nasty, like I said, is not deadly at all whatsoever. They have no venom, but they have about 100 needle-like, very sharp back curved teeth. Just 4 rows of teeth in their upper jaw, 2 rows of teeth in the lower jaw. So a bite would be really, really painful. A big specimen, if it would bite me on the arm, would slice all my veins open, would be very bloody, but not a big issue. So, really amazing snake. We're just gonna make sure it's not gonna get hit by a car. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it here in this thicket right now to make sure it can look for some prey, because there's no prey on the road anyways. I don't know what you're looking for, buddy, but gonna make sure that you are not gonna get hit by a car.
Large specimens of the species are becoming increasingly rare. Due to their beautiful coloration and large size, they are hunted for their skin, which is desired by some people for making shoes, handbags, and other fashion items. But we need these snakes to ensure healthy ecosystems, now more than ever. Especially large specimens are crucial to keep places like this beautiful tropical forest intact. So let's help protect them. Don't support the hunt of our remarkable wildlife, and please don't buy any types of wildlife products. On the side of another road, we spot this Malayan pit viper. Though not usually deadly, this snake has a potent hemotoxic venom that can cause severe pain, tissue necrosis, blood clotting, internal bleeding, and permanently swollen and dysfunctional limbs. Like most vipers, it's an ambush predator. It relies on its excellent camouflage to avoid detection by predators while waiting for prey. Instead of moving away, this snake is more likely to stay in one place when people accidentally walk towards it. By remaining motionless, it is most likely to keep its camouflage and stay safe. Especially at night, most people do not notice such a snake and may step on it. This can then trigger a bite, as the snake then tries to defend itself. But these vipers can be surprisingly reluctant to bite. More often than we might assume, people walk close to or even step onto a snake and nothing happens. But they will never know how close they got to the snake. The cases we typically do hear about are those where these vipers did feel the need to defend themselves and ultimately gave away their camouflage by biting. So far, our night investigations haven't been fruitful when it comes to finding the King Cobra. We decide to quit our search for tonight and continue during dusk tomorrow. However, on our way back to our vehicle, we come across what I will remember as one of the greatest wildlife encounters I've had. It is one of the rarest snake species in the world. So rare, it was just discovered a few years ago. Only a handful of people have ever seen this snake with their own eyes. It's the stunning Koi-Buri pit viper.
Thailand is home to a lot of different viper species, and we just happen to be in the presence of this absolutely amazing Cobra pit viper. Now this is a very recently discovered species, and you can see the beautiful colors on that one. It's like dark green and it has all those dark red spots across its body. Absolutely beautiful color. Much more colorful than the green pit viper we showed you previously. And it's a very tiny viper species. This is probably as big as they get. The biggest one recorded so far was about 45 centimeters in total body length. This one right here seems to be pushing it towards that size. And the thing is, no one really knows about the potency of the venom of the snake. As I said, it's only been recently discovered. It was scientifically described in 2021, okay? So just barely 3 years ago. So I'm really careful with the snake because we don't know what a bite from the snake would possibly be. In fact, I've never seen the snake in my life. I don't even know what its behavior is like, but it seems to be very typical for vipers. So what the snake would eat mainly, I would say small vertebrates, probably mainly lizards, like small little geckos that we've seen and heard a bunch of. So they must be pretty abundant here in the area. As you can see, there's even a concert going on in the back. There's some lights going on, and we can even hear the music. It's pretty close to human proximity. And what's very special about this snake, oh, look how it's reaching, look at this. Look how it's reaching. They're really good climbers, I would say. And what's special about this snake is that it's only found in a very, very tiny spot here in central South Thailand.
And this makes conservation sometimes really hard. Some wildlife species have adapted to live exclusively in a very small geographical location. If 10% of a large wildlife area is cleared, we assume that there is still a lot of room for animals to live. But we need to be mindful of species that are endemic to certain microhabitats. If this tiny part of forest where the Cobra pit vipers live was to be destroyed, these colorful little snakes are likely to go extinct in an instant. My name is Lars, and I have a very important message to all of my viewers. I'm a professionally trained reptile expert, and on set I'm supervised by the best snake handlers in the world. Still, I'm far from being safe. When dealing with wild animals, anything can happen at any time. I urge you to never try to approach or handle any potentially dangerous wildlife. Please, don't copy or reenact anything you see here on LBwildlife. With all these snakes we have found in this area, we know there's plenty of food for a king cobra. With such a promising ecosystem and all these sightings we heard of from the locals, there is no doubt that king cobras must live right here. We just have to be patient and continue our search. In the late afternoon, we start to cruise to some more dirt roads and are reassured that this is the right location. It's our old friend, the Siamese Spitting Cobra. And this one means business.
Spitting Cobra again. This one is the Siamese Spitting Cobra. And this one is on to me right now. Look, it's forming a hood and it's spitting. But thankfully I'm wearing these glasses right here. Wow. Now this one right here behaves very differently than the other one that we saw. This one right here, I cannot handle like a coin snake at all. It was spitting just about now again. Come here, buddy. Hey. Hey. Look at it. The Siamese Spitting Cobra. It's the exact same species that I handled before. Just spat at me. Massive amounts of venom. Just dripping down my glasses right now. It's the exact same species that we handled before, that I could handle like a coin snake, remember? This one right here, completely different character. I cannot put my hands anywhere near its head. It will bite me so hard and fast. And it's a cobra species. They got really nasty venom. They got their neurotoxic component to its venom, which is likely to be fatal. But they also have cytotoxins, and these are the ones, if they get into your eye, they cause a very big burning sensation, and they can cause really big irritation to your eyes. but it's a myth that they make you go blind. But they might, if you don't wash it out immediately, cause a really bad infection, which can permanently damage your eye. And look at this, do you hear it? You can see the hood that it's forming, and it's very noisy. It's giving me lots of warnings, telling me to stay away from it. And look how defensive it is, right? Snakes are defensive, not aggressive. There's no way I can touch a snake anywhere now without being bitten. But apart from this, it's calm. See, I'm sitting down here. Snake is not coming to me to bite. In fact, check this out. I can even turn around and look this way. See what happens. Is it chasing me? No, right? Snakes are defensive. It's just trying to protect itself. It wants to have absolutely nothing to do with me. It's not a fan of me actually, right? And now check this out. If I come close to it and I do threaten it, what happens? You see, it gives me like a mock strike. It comes up, it makes a lot of noise, and that's a warning. It tells me, leave me alone. Let's check it out again. Wow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Double spitter right in my face, and they aim right at the eyes. If there's something black like this, or even the two cameras on my phone, snakes instantly think that these are target, these are the eyes, and they go straight for them, and they move their head in an H-shaped pattern. And the venom are very tiny little particles, and they will always come into your eye if you don't protect yourself properly. And they never seem to run out of venom. It spat several times at me, even at David, at the camera, and it never runs out of venom. Their venom yield is immense. What a beautiful cobra. Gonna put it back now. I think it had enough of us. And I certainly also have enough venom on my face now from the snake. Siamese Spitting Cobra. One of the most deadliest snakes out here in Thailand. And even this would be considered a proper meal for a decent-sized King Cobra.
By spitting, hissing, mock charging, and forming a hood, this cobra tries everything it can to warn me. The more I move and the closer I get to the snake, the more scared it will feel. Most snake bites and fatalities happen when people try to catch or kill these animals. Never do that. If you ever encounter a snake, don't move towards it or threaten it. You must slowly step away from the snake. When you do this, you will never have a snake attack you. And look at my glasses. All of these spots are venom. This venom sort of crystallizes after evaporation and leaves these distinct marks, even on our cameras. Isn't it interesting how the snake interpreted the two black cameras on my phone as a set of eyes and aimed right at them?
Look at this. What a beautiful little snake. This right here. Whoa. This right here is a golden flying snake. Very, very special snake. This is one of the only snakes that has evolved to actually launch itself in the air and sort of fly from tree to tree. Can you believe it? Let me bring it out here. It's a little bit awkward in there. Okay, you're right. It's a little bit agitated, but it's only mildly venomous, so it has a little bit of a venom. Pretty good to kill little lizards and frogs, but not really people, right? Will have no effect on me. And this is called the golden flying snake. Look at the beautiful color. It's like a green on top and like a green yellowish on the bottom. Some of them, they get a little bit more into a yellow shade, almost golden, and especially the head is very yellow. Look at the head. Beautiful looking head. Now this snake right here, they say can fly. It's more of a controlled falling or gliding, I would say. And it does so by spreading out its ribs and sucking in its intestines, and that will give the snake great aerodynamics to a little bit glide through the air, up to 60 meters depending on the height of the trees that it's gliding from between. And it helps the snake to survive because it can escape from predators really quickly. It just jumps from one tree to another, and it can also catch prey that way very, very effectively. The golden flying snake, a very, very special snake. And a beautiful one. Look at the coloration.
And in this bamboo forest, I finally find what I came to Thailand for. This is the King Cobra.
Rolling. This is the King Cobra. Look at the size of this one. It's absolutely massive. I don't think that the camera does justice to the size of this specimen right here. It must be at least 3 meters in length. I'm looking quite small to the snake, I guess. Look at the size of it. And I'm 1 meter 90, about 6'3". And this snake right here got to be at least 3 meters in length, about 8 feet. That's the average size of a King Cobra. And look at the habitat around us. It's a bamboo forest. There are a lot of bamboo and lowland forests, even some moist tropical rainforest area right here in Thailand. And this one would still be considered a juvenile compared to some of the big specimens that we can find in the world. The largest King Cobras can go up to about 6 meters in length. Now compare this. This right here is 3 meters. Imagine a 6 meter King Cobra. And it's just trying to escape right now. As you can tell, it wants to have nothing to do with me. It's just trying to get away. Oh, you all right? Did you see that? It was like mock charging me right there, mouth wide open, and it's forming this hood. Oh, and that's a warning for ya. It's trying to tell you, be careful, don't mess with me. And this right here is an apex predator. There's no animal out here that would mess with a cobra this size. Not even tigers, leopards, or any other animals that live right here in this bamboo forest would try to mess with a King Cobra that size. They have no natural predators whatsoever. This snake right here, in that size, can kill a fully grown Asian elephant. It's believed one bite from a King Cobra can kill up to 20 fully grown humans. So that's a snake you don't want to mess with, and you have to pay all the respect in the world. Now this right here is one of the most venomous snakes in all of Thailand. Its venom is not necessarily much stronger than that of other cobras in the area, like the Siamese Spitting Cobra or the Monocled Cobra. But what makes this snake right here so dangerous is its sheer amount of venom that it has. In one bite, it can inject so much venom. It's really scary. And it can kill really quick within an hour, 2 hours. And if it injects venom, that's pretty much always a 100% death chance unless you get medical treatment quick enough. So it's really important for someone that's bitten by a King Cobra to seek medical attention as quickly as possible. And when I say this right here is an apex predator, just like tigers or leopards out here, these snakes right here would leave us alone completely, right? We don't have to be so afraid of them. They will walk away from us. We were walking up on the snake just now and it was trying to escape. It's just starting to get sunset here, so it's a little bit cooler. It's incredibly warm out here in Thailand, and the snake was probably just looking out for some food. Now this right here is a snake eater. The King Cobra prefers to eat other snakes. Their diet mainly only consists of other snakes, such as the Monocled Cobra, rat snakes, other colobrid species, and even their own kind. King Cobras eat other King Cobras as well. So interesting fact is that when these snakes build a nest, actually it's the only snake in the world to build nests. And the nests are about 1.5 meters wide and about 0.5 meter tall. And the female will gather lots of leaves, lots of sticks to make a nest. And then before the snakes will hatch, the mother will abandon the nest out of instinct, because otherwise the mother might as well eat its own offspring. Isn't that wild? So humans are not on the list. The only way we will get bitten by a snake like this is if we try to catch or kill and threaten the snake. Don't give it a reason to be scared. Just leave it alone. We'll always leave you alone. The King Cobra. What a majestic animal. Hey! And I'm telling you what, it is intimidating to see a snake this size charge at you with its hood and mouth wide open. And as you can hear, it's also growling. It gives you this sound. And I'm sweating. Internally, I'm sweating. It's the first time ever today that I'm working with a King Cobra. And it's a very intelligent animal, very calm. And it surprises me how calm it is. It's focused on movement, like all cobras especially. Very, very hard to multitask for a King Cobra. So just focusing on the movement of the camera, and you can easily manipulate them that way. But nevertheless, absolutely astonishing species, the King Cobra. And check out this coloration on its body. It has these beautiful stripes, which helps it also camouflage here in these bamboo forests. And very unique for the King Cobra are the huge scales on the top of its head. They're absolutely massive. And look at the snake now, it's extremely wary. It's looking at me with a side eye. There's no way that I can try to neck the snake or anything like this right now. It has me in its sight. It's checking out what's going on, assessing whether I mean danger or not. Absolutely amazing. The King Cobra. Okay, I think that's good.
What a journey through Thailand. This trip is complete. I hope that now you can agree that these snakes can be described as more than just deadly. Thailand snakes are beautiful, peaceful, shy, and absolutely indispensable in their ecosystems. And that accounts for all snakes around the world. And as we start to acknowledge this and pay these animals the proper respect they deserve, we shall see that snakes are not our enemies, but our friends.
I know I am free. I'm feeling alive. Take me back to the jungle.